Hello and welcome. I am Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven, and this is my watch of the original supernatural soap opera Dark Shadows. Well, Miss Winters is finally out of that room, but what will be the ramifications of David's attempt on her life? That's the question on today's episode. We're all the way up to episode 88 of Dark Shadows. If you're just joining us for the first time, you're starting at the wrong episode. Go back and watch the early ones. Genuinely, I know it's a long slog. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but you miss a lot of the nuance if you don't do the whole ride with us. So please do that. If you have been doing that, thanks. And I'm so appreciative of everybody that watches these with me, especially to our patrons who make these possible. ArticulateCoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to everything we do early and ad free. Let's see what's happening in Collinsport.
When I heard Bill Malloy's voice telling me to leave Collinwood before I was killed. Now there's only one door in that room, and that door was locked. My mind tells me not to believe it, but every instinct in my body tells me that what I saw last night was the ghost of Bill Malloy.
All right, that's a good cold open. Zoom in on Elizabeth's reaction to that. Miss Stoddard. Miss Stoddard, what will you do with a nephew who has gone kooky and attacked the nanny? How are you going to write this one off?
David was very angry with me, and I think he wanted to kill me.
Vicky, he's only a child.
So he is.
A child who already, you know for a fact, Elizabeth, stole a part off of the car in hopes that his father would drive it off the cliff. Ma'am.
Well, he said that he happened to press against this door and it opened. He was curious and so was Vicky. They decided to explore. So they ended up in that section of the house above the eaves there. And then they went into one of the rooms. After a while, they came out, and he locked the door, thinking that Vicky had gone on ahead of him.
A moment ago, you said it was a prank.
Oh, he's confused. We'll never know the truth of it.
I wonder.
Liars. Both of them. What are you going to do about it, Elizabeth? This man and that boy are living in your house on your say-so and allowance.
Joe came to the house looking for you, and you were out. Well, he could have waited for me, couldn't he? I wouldn't have thought very much of him if he had. But why? I was just taking a walk. From some of the things you've told me, you've kept Joe waiting for quite a while. What if I have? That still does not give him the right to have a dinner.
Girl. Thank you. I mean, I know Vicky thinks that she's leaving right now, which is part of the reason why she's telling Carolyn the truth. But, like, somebody tell that woman.
All I have to do is to walk out that door and turn my back. Vicky, please don't. Oh, come on. You managed perfectly well before I came along. Not perfectly well. Let's just say we managed. And you'll continue to manage. I'm not so sure. Why not?
I love that we've got this continual squeaking in the background somewhere, and that the actors just... The show must go on. They're having this, like, intimate, dramatic scene where they're, like, laying it out for each other and both trying to talk the other into something, honestly. But, like, oh, God.
You said there was a way we could satisfy our curiosity. What were you going to suggest?
Well, I think we should go into the closed section of the house and go back to that room and see if there's any evidence of what Vicky claimed to have seen.
Little ghost hunt, huh? Brother-sister ghost hunt.
Can you imagine the mess I would have been in without your advice? Would it have been any worse than the mess you got in with it?
Yeah, woman, you haven't listened to her advice. Boo, Carolyn.
Vicky, absolutely nothing happened between Burke and me. Was it your fault nothing happened? I never thought about it that way. You always have to be so honest. Yep. I've seen Burke drink, but I've never seen him drunk.
No, I didn't say he was drunk. I said he'd been drinking, like he was celebrating something.
He was pretty
I
drunk.
wonder what he was celebrating.
They're like, we built these hallways and corners for Roger to walk through last episode. We're going to walk through them again, dadgummit.
Vicky's claim that she saw Bill Malloy's ghost have any effect on your decision?
No, how should it? Anyway, it's utter nonsense. When I found her, she was babbling. I saw nothing at all to substantiate anything that she said.
You didn't look very closely.
What do you mean?
It's just as she described it, isn't it? Wet seaweed.
Honestly, that could have been the end of an episode. I know we saw it on the floor earlier after the ghost was there, but I kind of assumed that it wouldn't stay, that it was spectral in nature. I love the fact that these ghosts were able to bring seaweed and drop it off. Like, literally, his ghost is covered in the seaweed that his body was in death.
There's no doubt in your mind what it is.
Of course not. It's a strand of seaweed.
Still damp.
What you gonna say about it, Raj?
Are you trying to tell me that you actually think there was a ghost in that room?
Something was there. How do you account for the seaweed?
I don't know. Perhaps David put it there.
Didn't Vicky tell you the ghost was dripping wet and covered with seaweed?
Well, yes, but...
Like, both of you have admitted that you've seen ghosts in the house. Why are you pussyfooting around this?
I knew that the final decision would have to rest with David. He's the one we're the most concerned about, isn't he? And I don't want to decide anything until I've talked to David.
But why? Why must you ask David?
Because he hates me more than I ever guessed. And I want to know why.
What a fascinating turn. I wondered how they were going to talk us into keeping her. I do wonder now, like, what will David say here that will result in Vicky staying? One assumes that she stays. But, like, God, Vicky's a better person than I am. I'll just say that. And that's the end of the episode. So we have to wait until next episode to find out what David does have to say. I love that we're just living up at Collinwood right now. Never mind the town. Okay, folks, that is episode 88. We got 89 straight ahead of us. If you're watching these on YouTube, don't forget you can get the next batch early and ad-free over at our Patreon, articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month gets you access to everything we do early and ad-free. Thanks to everybody who supports us over there already for helping make videos like this one possible. I'll be back soon with episode 89. It's straight ahead. Bye.